Hello guys, my name is Mr. Oxford Goma. I come from Maila Professional School. So today I've just come with a lesson in English grammar. Since we all know that grammar is very important when we learn English, and that's why we really have to pay attention and we have to take into consideration our grammar. So today I really don't have a very good thing to teach you, but what I'm going to teach you today is very important because most of the time native speakers, English learners, and even teachers tend to make mistakes when it comes to using these words. So today's topic is just going to talk about pronouns, either interrogative or relative. And the three elements that I've chosen to teach today is who, whom, and whose. So first and foremost, we are just going to make the difference between who and whom, because believe me that these two pronouns are not really complicated to be used, but they are very confusing. A lot of people often make this confusion of which word to use, whether who or whom. So first and foremost, we have to know that the word who is used to talk about the subject. Either it is interrogative or pronoun. Who is used to talk about, to introduce the person who does the action in a sentence. Who is used to talk about the person who performs the action in a sentence. So anytime we use who as an interrogative pronoun, remember that it has for aim or for purpose of introducing the person who did the action in the sentence. I'm going to try to give an example. Who called you yesterday? So in this case, the question is asked by using who, because I want to know about the person who performed the action of calling you yesterday. Now, the action here is about calling. Let's assume that somebody called you yesterday, and I don't really know the person who called you yesterday, and now I want to know the person who called you yesterday. So in this case, the person who called you yesterday is the one who did the action of calling you yesterday, right? Now, for me to know that person, or for that person to be introduced, I have to use who, because who stands as a subject of a sentence. If I try to give an answer to my question of who called you yesterday, I'm going to say, Mr. Oxford called me yesterday. So, in this case, Mr. Oxford, is the one who performed or who did the action in the sentence of calling. So, Mr. Oxford called me yesterday. Now, for us to verify that who is the appropriate pronoun to be used in this case, we just have to replace Mr. Oxford by a pronoun. I can't even replace him by him because it doesn't work. We cannot say him called me yesterday because him is used for object. So now the appropriate pronoun to be used is going to be he called me yesterday. So Mr. Oxford called me yesterday. He called me yesterday. Now, in this case again, the word he or the pronoun he comes to demonstrate or comes to justify that who is the appropriate pronoun to use when we talk about the one who did or who performs the action in the sentence. Who are you? Who is coming right now? So now I want to know the person who is doing the action coming right now. So the answer here would be she is coming right now, and not her is, because her cannot be used in this case. So anytime you talk about who, as I said previously, who is used when we talk about the subject of the sentence. Now I'm going to try to use who in the middle of the sentence or as a relative pronoun. This is the one who came here yesterday. She is the one who came here yesterday. So now, this is the one who came here yesterday. So this is the one can be replaced by she or he. because they are the ones who performed the action in our sentence. So this is all about who. Now let's talk a little bit about whom. There is a little problem when we use who and whom, because so many people confuse or really don't know how to use who and whom. Now, as I said previously, who is used for subject, so whom is just the contrary of who. If you master or if you know how to use who, it becomes very easy to use whom. So whom is used to talk about the person who receives the action in a sentence. Whom is used to talk about the one who received an object in the sentence. The main difference between whom and who is used to talk about subject, and whom used to talk about the person who received the action in a sentence, which is just the object. That is why the answer to whom will always reflect to an object pronoun. Now let's try it. Whom did you see yesterday? So in this case, I saw someone, and that person is the one who received the action of being seen by me. So for me to introduce the person, or for me to ask and to know about that person, I have to use whom and know who. Whom did you see yesterday? Yesterday I saw Mr. Oxford. So if I have to replace Mr. Oxford by a pronoun, the appropriate pronoun here will be him. I saw him yesterday. So now the word him has just verified that we must use whom to ask the question about the person who received an action. I'm going to try again. To whom did you give my phone? So I want to know about the person who received the phone, right? I gave your phone to Diallo. So now Diallo is the one who received the phone. So if I have to replace Diallo by a pronoun, I'm going to say Diallo. If Diallo is a lady, I'm going to use she. Sorry, I'm going to use her. If Diallo is a man, I'm going to use him. So I gave your phone to Diallo. I gave your phone to him. I gave your phone to her. This is all about whose. Now, let's talk a little bit about whose as well, because so many people also make mistakes when it comes to using whose. The word whose as an interrogative pronoun or a relative pronoun is used to talk about possessions. In other words, whose is used to talk about belongings or ownership. So anytime you want to ask to know about the person or the owner of a certain object in the sentence, the best pronoun to use is whose. Let me take an example. I have a mouse here with me. I really don't know the person to whom this mouse belongs, or I really don't know to the owner of this mouse. So if I want to know, to ask the question to know about the person to whom this belongs, or the owner of this mouse, I have to use whose. Now, whose mouse is this? Whose mouse is this? So whose just comes to introduce the person or the owner of this mouse. This mouse is for Mr. Oxford. So this mouse is his. And I want to try to take a list of pronouns, personal pronouns, object pronouns, and possessive pronouns. We found that the word his is found in possessive pronouns. As I said, I either use it as a relative or interrogative pronoun. It answers or it has the same purpose. So this is the man whose phone got stolen yesterday. So this is the man whose phone got stolen yesterday. So in this case, the phone belongs to the man, and I just want to know, I just want to introduce the person to whom the phone belongs. So here I will say this is the man whose phone is black. Thanks a lot for watching, and if you really like the video or if you really want to know more about English, about some grammar, I urge you to get subscribed to our YouTube channel and also like our videos so that you will not miss any of our upcoming videos.